Hello Universe, what's up? It's Brandy619, and I felt extremely compelled to come on here and make this video specifically for Bravo, all right? And specifically for Candace Dillard, and specifically for Robin, and specifically for, what's the other green-eyed girl? You know the one I'm talking about. Specifically for the new chick, Wendy. I want you guys to fully understand that this fight that happened with them at Real Housewives of Potomac is not the first time that there has been some kind of a physical altercation, okay, with any, with the Housewives brand, period. All right. So for all of y'all talking about should Monique be fired, and Candace talking about, yes, she should be in jail. Why should she be in jail, boo? Why? There's absolutely no reason she should be in jail. And I'm going to tell you why she shouldn't be in jail. This is 14 reasons, Bravo. 14 reasons why Bravo should not be firing Monique Samuels from the Real House Wives of Potomac. Okay? Y'all stay with me. So, first reason, number one. Tamara and Gina. Remember Tamara and Gina on OC? Remember they got into that physical altercation outside? Remember Tamara threw that wine glass in Gina's face? First she was talking all in her face and doing all of that. And Gina was standing her ground as well. Okay? Now Gina had not been at an event maybe with other, clients and different things like that. Maybe it would have been a little different. Maybe if the cameras hadn't been rolling, it would have been a little different, But hey, Tamara was in her feelings about whatever it was that she was feeling, and she wanted it to be known that she was pissed, and she wanted her to feel the effects of letting her know that she was pissed. So she was in her face, she threw that drink, okay? Then Gina threw that drink, okay? But when Gina threw the drink, she threw it on some random girl. The girl turned around when Gina walked away and pushed Gina in the back, and then a little melee ensued. Okay, that was a physical altercation on OC, all right? Number two, remember Portia and Kenya? Yeah, Portia and Kenya. Remember when Kenya had that bullhorn and she was just poking the bear, 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 had been poking the bear, okay? Season after season, episode after episode. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes people get to a place to where they just like, man, enough is enough. Okay? This is what I do want to tell you. And this is very similar because you was all up in Monique's face, Candace, with your hands. You leaned across the table in her area code as you ask her, or what, Monique? You gonna drag me after she told you, get your hands out my face? Because when somebody up in here, you don't know if they're gonna accidentally hit you in the face. You don't know if they're gonna purposely poke you in the head. You don't know what they're gonna do. So the best thing to do is stabilize the threat. Okay? Get control of the threat. Okay? And they have every right to stand their ground. Okay? So, but back to Portia and Kenya, okay? Now remember she had that bullhorn and all that kind of stuff, and she got talking to the bullhorn, it's all in everybody's ears, and Portia had it. She reached up over there and snatched her up. It be like that sometimes. It really, truly be like that sometimes. And Bravo knows this, okay? Now, let's get to the third one, number three. Remember Portia and Cynthia, all right? Now, remember when they was out there on that boat, and remember they got into a heated argument, and Portia went over there and started trying to kick her and hit her or whatever, and Cynthia started kicking her feet, trying to kick her up off of her to get her to back away from her. But that was a physical altercation. Now, let me make this very clear. Portia is still on the Housewives of Atlanta, holding her peach, okay? After 2 physical fights with 2 different housewives, okay, on the show. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Portia don't even have a husband. Okay? But she's still there. All right? Now, yes, this may have been when she had a husband, but still, they gave her 2 fights with 2 different people. Bravo, you did that. And I'm not mad at you, okay? I'm not mad at you. Makes for entertaining TV. And you guys do keep saying that this is reality TV, so every now and then you have to catch reality when somebody has to catch these hands. Okay? And this is what you ladies of the Housewives of Potomac need to understand. Hey, this happens. It could be you on the other side of them hands. Pitching or receiving. Okay? You know, what role you play is totally up to you. All right? So, let's get back into this. Number 4 was Kyle and Brandy. Remember when Kyle was walking her sister didn't want to talk to her, and she was walking up them steps to leave out, and Brandy stood behind her sister Kim and wouldn't let Kyle talk to her, and they got pushing each other and tussling and pushing each other down the stairs and fighting and all kinds of stuff. That was altercation. Okay? Number 5, Teresa and Danielle. Now, that one wasn't technical. No, I'm trying to think. Did they get into an altercation? Because what they showed us was Teresa going ham and crazy at the table and got flipping up the tables and all kind of stuff. And then Danielle was running out, right? Danielle started running out and she was trying to get away from her, right? But what I did notice is that there was an altercation that they just didn't show. They kind of cut it and they kind of gave us the end where it was all like a rumble situation. And then eventually Danielle was able to get out and with her bodyguard or whatever the case was, right? I can't say for sure if that one was. I didn't see hands touching hands, but I did see a lot of the units. You know what I'm saying? A little disheveled. You know what I'm saying? To the side a little bit. I did see. There was lots of fright and lots of panic and all that kind of stuff. And Teresa was walking like ready to tear her up. Okay. I'm just saying. So I'm not sure if I can count that one, but I'm still going to keep it on the list because I do think that there was actual physical altercation there, okay? And then number 5, let's talk about Margaret and Danielle. Now, remember when they got arguing and tripping with each other and Margaret poured that bottle of water on Danielle, and Danielle starts snatching that weave. She starts snatching that install. She starts snatching that ponytail, ripping it all around, going in. All right? Same thing Monique did. Same thing, different housewife. All right? Just saying. They all still stayed on the show. Nobody was ever dismissed for these physical altercations, okay? They gave them a little tongue lashing and they moved on. All right? Let's talk about, now, this is one that could have led to a physical altercation had it been with the right housewife. But remember when Peggy pursed Megan's lips when she was talking? Basically tell her to shut up, but she pinched her lips. If that would have had to been the right one, had it been me, that definitely would have turned out all kinds of different. Okay? I'm just saying, you put your hands on me, I'm going to put my hands on you. Okay? Let's see. What is it, 6 or 7? I'm going to stop counting, but y'all can count them later. Now let's talk about Kim and Kenya. Now remember, this wasn't an actual altercation, but had they let Kim go, maybe it would have been, because Kim show bucked up and was ready to rip her head off. Remember, they had on all white and they was sitting, I don't know where they was, some hotel, some house or something. They had on all white, and Kenya was sitting on that table, and she was sitting on that couch, and she told Kim, stop pimping your child out, stop prostituting your daughter out, and such and such and such and such, right? For some John Legend tickets or something. Remember? That's what was going on. That pissed Kim off. Kim got her butt up off of that couch and she started bucking at Kenya. It took everything to restrain Kim. She's like, don't you talk about my fucking daughters, bitch. She was about to whoop her tail. Okay? That would have been the day that Kenya would have got tore up for a second time because of that mouth. Okay? So, see, things that y'all say, sometimes it riles a person up and it makes their blood boil. And sometimes people just get tired of you thinking that you can poke the bear, then hide your hand. Okay? It don't always work like that. And just because they lash out and let you know how far they're willing to allow you to take them, don't mean that they need to be kicked off of a show for it. Y'all need to come to a mutual agreement, come up with some kind of clause or something like that, and get on down the road. Okay? The other one I want to talk about is Toya and Mariah. Now, remember they was having a little 20s party and they was out by that pool, remember? And Toya didn't like what Mariah's mama said something to her. And Toya wanted to talk about it with Mariah. And Mariah said, no, we ain't gonna talk about my mama. Ask my mama, she gonna do what she wanna do, she gonna say. And she like, damn. Toya like, damn, that's pretty fucked up, you know? So look at this. Mariah started twirling the girl hair. You too pretty to be out here. Like, okay, now you too pretty to be. And you know, Toya like, wait a minute, get your hands off me, and push her hand off, and then Mariah kept and it turned into a melee. Next thing you know, they got pulling each other's wigs. They got pulling their eyelashes hanging off their head. They start hitting each other with clutches, and they was out there by that pool, about to go down off in that pool. Remember that? Yeah, let us not forget. Okay. Now, here's another one. It's a little bit different because this one was between men. But do you remember that time with Joe and Joe? Both of Teresa's brother Joe and Teresa's husband Joe. And Teresa's brother Joe said something crazy to her, called her stupid or dumb or something like that. And Teresa's husband Joe went in there, and Joe looked at each other, revved up, and rammed each other and started fighting up in that lobby, wherever they was at. Remember that? Because I ain't forgot, okay? And they all got to stay on the show, okay? Remember that time when Quad and Lisa was sitting outside having lunch and they was talking about each other's lies and each other's rumors and all that kind of stuff? Remember when Lisa told her, what about your lesbian relationship? You and Mariah's secret lesbian relationship. And Quad was like, what? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I thought that Quad would be the one that would want to go and call the cops and do all of that weird stuff. But Quad like, baby, come through. Now, Lisa threw some drinks and threw some stuff. They got tussling and fighting and all of that kind of stuff. And I mean, fighting. And Quad was like, you are wrong. She had rosé dripped all down her face. Her wig was all resituated and all kinds of stuff. It was looking crazy. But they did have a physical altercation. Don't get it twisted. And guess what? They all stayed on the show. All right? Let's get to... Now, I'm going to F y'all up with this one. Now, Candace, I see you on there talking about you having PTSD from the fight with Monique Samuels, but why you ain't show no PTSD when your mama hit you upside your head with that clutch, boo? Where was your PTSD then? Okay? That's where your PTSD lies. That's where it's rooted. Okay? Did you think that your mama deserved to be in jail when she assaulted you with that clutch? No, y'all just went to a little counseling and y'all was able to work through it, right? So I don't understand why you and Monique can't go have a nice little counseling session, sit down and break some doors down and have a tearful breakthrough and get on down the road. Because as I see it, honestly, Monique really did have your back. She was always right there. Okay. The only time she ever had an issue was when somebody said she did something or said something and she said, no, I got the stuff to prove it right here. I didn't say any of that, but always, solid. Monique is a solid one to have in your corner. Period. I got to keep it a buck with you. And Karen and Ashley. Those three are solid. The rest of them, y'all can get rid of them. Okay? But in my opinion, as far as character goes, Karen, Monique, and Ashley, solid. All right? So I'm hoping that you can get to a place where you guys can sit down, have a counseling session and all that extra kind of stuff and not be finessed, by the smoke and mirrors with the other ladies acting like they so afraid and clutching their pearls and they don't want to be around. She's a monster and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Stop it. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now let's talk about when you was sitting at that table, Candace, you was sitting at that table and you had that knife and you was flailing it all around in Ashley's face. Now, Ashley at that point had the right, in my opinion, because I feel like that was an imminent threat. She was in imminent danger. It's, in my opinion, at that point, she could have had every right to snatch your hand, rip it, twist it in a knot, and take that knife out your hand and possibly give you a couple taps on the top of your head too. Okay? And then when Chris came to subdue you, you had the nerve to throw the knife. Okay? Now, Ashley maintained and held herself very well, and she stood her ground as well. And I do think that if you had got a little bit of spittle on her face, I do think that Ashley would have tore that rump up right where she stood. Okay? Another one. When Robin and Monique was having that, now these last two weren't altercations, but I do want to put some things into perspective. Now, remember, because a lot of people was bringing this up. Remember when Monique had that umbrella and she was about to hit Robin with it? Well, let's go back to how that actually happened. Because Monique was talking to Ashley about their issue. And the two, what she called them, green-eyed bandits or monsters or something like that, was on the sideline, snickering, making jokes, talking crazy, mocking, mimicking, all that kind of stuff. And Monique was really trying to have a really serious and in-depth conversation with Ashley and get to a place of understanding. Okay, and it was coupled with some emotion from Monique. Okay, and so Monique made a little comment to Robin, because she was sitting on the side joking and making comments, right? And Robin told her, "Shut up," and Monique happily invited her, come say it in my face." You know what Robin did? Instead of walk away and go to her car, she engaged. And she obliged Monique and went right up in her face. Went into her face. Monique didn't come into her space. Robin went into her face, okay? To engage, like, what you gonna do? Here I am. You know what I'm saying? And she told her, "You better back up before I wrap this umbrella around your throat." She gave her a warning, okay? Because a lot of people, once she came walking up and running up like that, in my opinion, that's like, well, okay, well, what we about to do? Because I would have used the umbrella in the midst of telling her what I was doing with the umbrella. I'm whooping your ass. Don't you walk up on me? I boom, boom, boop, boop. You understand what I'm saying? When I get into a lower frequency like that, that's what goes down. You know, a lot of times in real life. What y'all need to know, what you need to learn how to do is stay in your lane. This is your lane. That's what you should be doing. Okay? You should keep your little petite self right over there. Use your words. If you have to bark them or whatever, that's fine. That's fine. But not to mention, remember that time when you and Monique was having an issue and Monique was pregnant and she said, "You know what, little girl," she was trying to explain some things to you, but she was all hyped up and you were, and she was like, "You know what? Don't get out here tripping because I'll still drag you pregnant and all, right?" And what you say? "Drag me, Monique. Drag me." Okay? I mean, maybe Monique didn't think that maybe she thought that you wanted to smoke, because in my opinion, it looked like you wanted to smoke. When she was twirling your hair, she was letting you know, "Look at how close you are to me. I just told you to get your hands out my face, and now your whole head is in my face, and you barking in my face. And now you asking me, what you gonna do? Drag me? What you gonna do?" And she asked you a very simple question. "Do you want me to?" You said, "What you gonna do? Drag me?" And she flipped your hair again and said, "Do you want me to?" And here you go. Reached out and grabbed her vest. And when you grabbed her vest, your homegirls tried to take your hand off it, yanked Monique, and Monique came through with the hand. She thought that was you saying, "Yeah, that's what I want you to do. So let me grab you. Okay? Let me drag you." And what she did was she reached out and she dragged you. And she got the upper hand. Then when she started filling them wine glasses and that stuff started going, and somehow her mouth got hit with the glass and the wine was everywhere, She don't know if you did it or who did it. It came from y'all direction. All she knew is that, okay, now they throwing wines. Oh, now they throwing glasses. Oh. You about to get it. Okay? And then you still didn't keep well enough alone. You didn't have no PTSD. Because if you did, you would have went somewhere and tried to get yourself out of danger. Instead, you stood there and started calling her all kind of black bitch, ghetto bitches, hood rap bitches, ratchet bitches, all that stuff while she was on the other side, standing calmly. She said, you know what? She ain't learned. So yeah, she was running around trying to get at you and see what's happening. Cause here you go with that big lipping again. There you go bumping them gums again. You all bark and no bite. And what you got to learn how to do is stop playing with people who ain't afraid to nuck and buck. Period. Choose your battles wisely. Period. Candace. So those are my reasons. Why Bravo should not be firing Monique Samuels for this physical altercation. It has happened all throughout the history of any Real Housewife show at one point or another, and not just amongst black women, but amongst the white ones, amongst the Italian ones. It happens. It does. So let's stop acting like this was like a big old only the ones that got the biggest mouth, only the ones that got the most say some of the most terrible things, or display this aggression. Because I'm gonna tell you, Candace, you bring all of the ghetto and ratchetness to the show as well. I literally only really see ghetto and ratchetness from you. So I was like, oh, she got her nerve. Damn. So yeah, those are my 14 reasons why Bravo should not be firing Monique. And Candace, you need to stop with this narrative like she just attacked you. She didn't just attack you. As I see it, and you keep going on all these different platforms talking about this in specific, how she's running around her story. She keeps saying she was hit with a glass. Everyone keeps saying that's not true. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. But don't get it twisted, okay? You got that wig snatched because you reached out and grabbed her furry vest, okay? And at some point, it was yanked. Rough. It was yanked. I saw it, okay? So that's what popped it off. Because initially she was twirling your hair. First of all, you was twirling somewhere else. That's where you should have stayed twirling at. On the other side of the table, twirling. But you decide to come walk up and get into the face of danger. Okay? Now, Monique had the right to stand her ground. She didn't have to go run off and walk off to the car. She didn't have to go remove herself from a situation. She was standing exactly where she was at. And you came over there with you in your hands. All here with it. And see, your explanation is, I talk with my hands. Well, some people do real talking with their hands out here in these Potomac streets. Okay? Out here in these city streets. Some people really talk with their hands. I call it bing, bop. That's when the hands get talking. Bing, bing, bing. Okay? That's when real hands get talking out here in these streets. So sometimes this ought to be a lesson to you for you to learn how to watch your mouth and how to deal with adults. Okay? Who to play with, who not to play with, and what to play with. Okay? You play with toys. Play with yourself. But don't play with people. Thanks, Dad. Okay? Grabbed her vest. And then she grabbed you. And then the glasses and the wine got slinging and throwing and cut her face somehow. Something hit her off in the mouth, something. And she start slap hitting the back of your head. She start going in on the back of your head. And really, you just embarrassed that you didn't get no licks in. You just embarrassed, okay? Because initially when she grabbed you, she wasn't going to hit you. She wasn't going to hurt you. She just was going to let you know. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Because this ain't what you want. Like a big sister would do, you know? But, you know, it is what it is. And I don't think that Monique need to be sorry or remorseful to you. Girl, bye. I'm going to need you to have several. Okay? You know, put up on your big girl panties. It's time to put on your big girl panties. Hey, it is something that happened. And, you know, go have a little counseling session with her. And your counselor was right. He know you enough to know that you full of dookie. Talking about, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to deserve this. Okay, you apologized a couple of times throughout the episodes. That's good. But you went right back to your old self at that barnyard. And, you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes sometimes. And that's just it, you know. I guess you're going to learn that fat meat is greasy. And when Monique is telling you, back up, get out my face, get your hands out of my face, you might want to do that. She's letting you know. She's telling you, hey, back up, get out my face, get out my space. I'm not your mama. I'm not Chris. I'm sorry. And then not to mention, did I not see on this next episode you're going to be telling somebody that you dare them to do something? I dare you. And then you're talking about how Monique is so violent, but I did see that your man Chris ran up, didn't like what Michael Darby had to say, and ran up on him. So, I mean, you're not afraid of Chris and his violent ways? And his reactions to something that someone said? You was right there in the midst of a whole new melee that didn't have a damn thing to do with Monique. You the shit starter. You be starting mad shit. You be starting mad mess. And you be thinking that ain't nobody gonna come, ain't nobody gonna pull up. Beep beep. You need to accept responsibility for that. And if you need to, and I'm going to tell you something, Bravo zooms in to show you grab her vest before Monique ever grabbed your hair. So if you keep saying that, the producers and everybody looking at this video, okay, well, they may be looking at the video and saying, no, she didn't throw a glass at you. But is they not telling you, well, wait a minute, this is why she grabbed you, because you grabbed her right there, right there? Or is that what the judge said to you after they saw the video and decided to call it mutual combat? That's why Monique is not in jail. That's why. Okay? So, I already know, because I have been in my fair share of mutual combats. Trust me. Okay? Anybody know me, y'all can ask about me out here in these streets. Brandy 619. Okay? I have had my share of mutual combats. And when the police come, not because I call them, because it's always the one that's the toughest. And then when they get dog walked, they want to call the police. Okay, so when the police comes and say, oh, well, I can arrest her, but then she has the right to arrest you too. You know, and because they sitting over there with swollen eyes and busted lips and all of that kind of stuff, they think that what they look like is going to get me put in jail. But no. No. If you engage, if you mix it up, y'all mix it up, it's mutual combat. You wasn't walking away. You wasn't backing away. You wasn't saying, please, no, stop. Okay, I don't want to do this. All right, I'm just going to stop talking to her and go drink my wine over here. At no point did you do that. I guess Monique was supposed to do that. But I want to say to Bravo, if you're going to have these reality TV shows, I think you should have a clause in your contract that said, listen, some things may result into a physical altercation. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you cannot sue. You cannot press charges. You cannot, there should be something that these people sign, because this does happen. And then let's see if they still want to be housewives. And then if they do want to be housewives, they'll know, hey, somebody might reach out and touch me on one of these days if I act too crazy and talk too crazy. So I might want to stay on my P's and Q's. I might want to stay on this level instead of this level. I might want to stay right here so I don't get hurt. You know? And I think that'll take care of all of that. So, maybe you should talk with them, see if you can get Monique and Candace into some kind of counseling. I think that would be great. And I can tell you, I'm telling you, you can get rid of the 2 girls with the green eyes and get rid of Wendy. I'm tired of her already. Extremely tired of her. Yeah, she's smart. She, has a nice family. She is a correspondent, but, sometimes when I see her on there, I be like, oh, click, turn channel. So, I think that's what y'all gotta do. And I think that I just gave you so many reasons why she should not be fired. So don't try it, Bravo. Don't try it.